Hi crafty friend, it's me, Justine Dvorak from Stationery by Justine, where when I craft my world stands still. Today I'm going to press out and then watercolor a press plate from Crafty Meraki. This one is called Love Potion. It has beautiful flowers on the top and it has a bottle on the bottom. So it kind of looks like a little bottle of love potion. I'm pressing it out with my Better Press system and some Better Press black ink and some watercolor paper from Spellbinders. I really enjoy watercoloring press plates. It's kind of my favorite thing and it is so relaxing. So this press took seconds to do, so simple. Now my watercoloring took way longer and I've sped up this video quite a bit because nobody needs to watch an hour and a half long of watercoloring, but I have sped it up so it will be a little bit more palatable for you to watch. So I have my watercolors here. They are from Altenew Artistry by Altenew. And I'm just mixing it up on my glass mat. Sometimes I do that on my glass mat. Sometimes I use the lid from the palette, but I just kind of do whatever. I'm a little bit unpredictable sometimes when it comes to that. But I really enjoy watercoloring press plates because the press plate will press into the paper and it kind of creates a little area for the watercolor to play around and do its thing. Now, a trick that I like to do when I'm using watercolors and have greenery like this is to mix my colors into my first color. So you saw I first used a darker one, then I kind of went to a mid-tone, and now this color I just put in is kind of more of a yellowy green. But they all coordinate because I mixed it all with that one first starting of my green, that first color. So it just kind of blends together because it has that first parent color, if you will, in the colors that I will use later. Now I have used these same soft pinks with the blossom, the Sakura Blossom press plate. So I just let it dry on my palette here and it's still good. I just have to activate it with a little water from my brush. So the watercolors are great even when they're dry. You can just activate them and wake them up. I always say that when I'm working with my kindergartners and we're doing watercolors, I'll tell them, okay, we got to wake up the watercolors. They're sleeping and dry. We got to wake them up with some water. So we'll just spray them or just use a little water dropper and put some water in there. But for this press plate, I'm just focusing on the bigger flowers. I think they're hydrangeas, but I could be wrong. I'm not the best when it comes to names of flowers, so I'm just going to assume that they're fuchsia hot pink hydrangeas for this one. I went ahead and made a second card with this press plate that is blue. It is so pretty and I really love the result from that one too. So go ahead and follow my Instagram account, Stationery by Justine, and you will eventually see that one posted up on Instagram as well. Now for the next little section of the card, I'm going to go ahead and switch up the colors here just a little, so not use the fuchsias. I'm going to go in with some more cooler tones and just give this more of a cool tone vibe. I really enjoy cool tone colors on my cards. I think that's kind of my thing at this point, but it was a little sad to wash my paint palette because I didn't really need to get rid of it, but you can always just use little odds and ends. Like sometimes I'll use a sherbet lid for mixing colors or just different little plastic things I have in my craft room or lids. It doesn't even have to be anything fancy. The lid of this watercolor palette happened to come with my watercolors, but it doesn't need to be fancy to just hold water. Now on the bottle part, I'm going to take just barely any blue and a little bit of water, and go over where the glass bottle would look like that bluey glass color. And that is going to go all around the edge. And then I'm going to add a little bit more deeper color to that same blue and just darken up the label section of my Love Potion bottle. And then I'll just do some little touch-ups to some of these flowers. A lot of with watercoloring, the trick is just to leave it alone. Once you like it, step away. Sometimes you have to physically walk away or put your project in another room to dry, because I am guilty of the picking at, and I will sit and pick at it and poke at it, and all of a sudden it's too dark or it just doesn't look right anymore. And sometimes you have to walk away and let the watercolor do its thing. It will spread out, it will dry, it will bleed and blend. It's fine. It's gonna be fine. All right, there is basically my finished bottle. I did just kind of move a little bit of that purple around on the glassy part because I think that color tone would go through with the bottle if it was a real little bottle. To finish off this card, I wanted to make it kind of funky and add some splatter, which I'm trying to incorporate into my watercolor a little bit more. So I'm going to use some of my metallic watercolors and some of my sentiments from Crafty Meraki, and I'm also going to use the frame-worthy die to go around it. So my metallic watercolors, I'm going to use this blue one. This is also from the Altenew watercolors. Really get my brush saturated and just do some light tapping. Tap, tap, tap. A little bit more. I can't help it sometimes. Sometimes people think that splatter wrecks a project. If that's you, okay, don't do it on yours. No biggie. I love the metallic watercolors though. It really gives a fun shine. Then I'll add my frame right to my project. I do like these frame dies. They are super easy to pop on to different projects. I just used one with some vellum for the Magnolia press plate, and it was really kind of fun to use vellum and these little frames. So I'll just stick that on with some liquid glue. I use Barely Art, and then we'll just press it on. Again, my watercolor has dried by the time I'm doing this, so that does make a difference. There we go. And if it's warped a little, I like to use liquid glue for adding it to my card base as well, because then it won't be coming off and becoming detached. Then I will add on my sentiments. These ones are the really simple ones where you just literally die cut out a whole page of sentiments. I really enjoy using them. It's quick, it's easy, and effective. So let me know what you think about this card in the comments, or if you have any watercolor questions, I'd love to help you out. Go ahead and check out my YouTube channel, Stationery by Justine. I give lots of tips and tricks for better pressing and doing watercoloring all the time over there. So if this video interests you, check me out over there on my channel. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you next time. Bye, crafty friend.